In this hyper-lustful world we inhabit, one full year of being disciplined in your retention journey sounds like too far-fetched a goal. Most men that have reached out to me relapse barely a month into it, going back into the same dark spiral they were trying to escape from. It's even possible for the withdrawal symptoms to put you off from trying again. But I prefer to frame things differently, which is why it is important to understand the path you're taking as well as the pitfalls you're sure to encounter along the way. This is how you can face them and still be steadfast in your journey. So in this video, we're looking far into the first year of retention and understanding the phases, benefits, and challenges so you know what to expect. If that sounds interesting, listen on as we arm you with the knowledge you need about the retention discipline, as well as an understanding of your body and mind so you don't falter or lose hope along the way. First off, anyone that has taken the bold step toward retention will tell you how daunting it looks to see the task ahead. The first 100 days are a time of intense withdrawal and seem insurmountable for even the most self-restrained man. It is here that 99% of men fall off, sometimes even more discouraged seeing the failure of their will than they initially were. In the 1-year timeline, these 3 months or so are the hardest climb before the plateau begins. You feel irritable and self-conscious. Every ad you see and every Instagram story you scroll through will try to push you off your tracks. Many men have reported being overcome with desire for short periods of time, as their mind and body wrestle to come back to the same baseline that years of depletion lifestyle had established. Having lived a life of constantly shooting out your vital masculine essence will make you complacent and docile. Even in the most outwardly social environments, your mind will try to implode inward into its own thoughts as you are left incapable of focusing and thinking about something other than the carnal desires that crop up. This is also a time of intensified depression and a constant feeling of gloom that overtakes you. As your dopaminergic system settles to a new low and isn't constantly being bombarded with stimuli, you will start to see the world a lot duller than it really is. There will seldom be something that excites or intrigues you, and there will be a quaint feeling of mental fogginess resulting in the inability to think clearly. There's something else about yourself that you're sure to realize as well. You'll see why they call lustful release the poor man's sleeping pill. As insomnia and lack of proper sleep start to disturb your everyday life, you might tell yourself in a moment of weakness that perhaps this entire discipline is not even worth it. It happens to the best of us because the human mind is uniquely capable of conjuring up rationalizations for its bad behavior. You might tell yourself stories that you know you don't believe, and will convince yourself that there's nothing wrong with rubbing one out and going to sleep. I say to every man, this stage and times such as these are the greatest tests of your mental strength and wit. It is easy to flow through when it's easy, but no man that cannot hold himself to his words in times of crisis is worthy of becoming the high-value man he wants to be. But if you can pull through this initial stage, you'll be greeted by the second set of 100 days. At the turn of the 3 to 4 month mark, you will realize something about yourself. If you've been disciplined with not feeding yourself needless stimuli or indulging in adult content, you'll find yourself much more at peace instead of constantly chasing an ever-fleeting pleasure. Any man that has been on retention for long can vouch for the fact of this. There comes a time when you're so invested in your life that you forget you were enslaved to those desires. They seldom come up and are easy to put down. Your lifestyle ascends to a much higher plane where lowly impulsive pleasures are an uninteresting distraction. This second set of roughly 100 days is a time of revelation to you. You will learn things about yourself, your mind, and your body that you never could unless you embarked on this discipline. It will set the stage for the rest of your life and push you to continue retention, seeing the tremendous benefits it brings. The third stage on this timeline is beyond the 200 days, extending far into the span of your life provided that you continue with discipline. This is a time when the previous lifestyle no longer feels appealing to you. Your mind and brain chemistry have settled into a new baseline of dopamine function, allowing you to feel the vividness and life in everything you see. The problem with most men in the world today is that they are brought up in a reality with no reference point. They are chucked into a world where they were hooked to the drug of online adult media and never understood what it feels like to off it. But when you finally do have that reference point, you never want to go back. You feel like you have found the cheat code to life, the hack in the matrix you were trying to crack. It becomes laughably easy to outperform and defeat other men in competition because they are roaming around depleted and lifeless, functioning on the last of their mental energies. This is also the time when men report the highest levels of life satisfaction and fulfilling relationships. Women sense the retention on you and are attracted to you because of the masculine aura you exude. This confidence spirals you upward in life, Serving as the jumpstart to a lifestyle you were chasing but felt ever evasive. Most things in life function in an exponential fashion rather than simply linear. This is a cardinal fact about life that you realize later in your retention discipline. When you become more socially adept and confident, there are doors of opportunity that open up in everything from career and friendships to relationships. This success propels you upward, feeding a virtuous cycle of success that takes you further away from self-destructive habits. You finally feel like you have built a life worth fighting for and are no longer interested in destroying it for a few seconds of pleasure. This dynamic is what fuels some men to the heights of success and happiness, provided they can start the climb up. But as you've seen, this climb to the top is steepest at the start. Most men fall off and aren't able to continue their journey to the top, either from lack of self-control or simply ignorance of what lies ahead. The cold fact is that only a small cadre of men will ever make it to the top. If you think you're part of this elite shelf of men and are ready to start the journey, a resource like this channel is precisely what you need. Every day we help thousands of men like you level up in life with the knowledge and guidance you need. So like the video and hit the subscribe button for more masculine wisdom. As always, gentlemen, stay strong and stay humble.